tragically sad story, this. Joburg EMS still searching for the body of a 3-month-old baby that was swept away during Saturday's flash floods along the Jukskei River. It's understood a religious group was part of a baptism ceremony that had turned deadly. The very latest I have for you is the body of a 15th churchgoer was recovered yesterday. Let's go across to senior reporter Silindelo Masikane, who's following this for us now. And thankfully, it seems, Slee, the weather for the moment is holding off. What does that mean for the search and rescue? Or are we now saying search and recovery? Good morning. What are you hearing?
Good morning, Gareth. We find ourselves outside the Sandton fire station where operations in terms of what we understand to be search and recovery operations at this point began on Sunday. Of course, late on Saturday, news broke of what seemed to be a religious ceremony that had gone terribly wrong along the Jukskei River here in Sandton, where a religious group had been partaking in some kind of a baptism, and there were several flash floods which then resulted in a number of the congregants then being washed away. And at this point, EMS services in Johannesburg have been working for around 4 days now, gathering here at the Sandton fire station and beginning the search at around 9 a.m. Till around just after 5 p.m. And so far, they have recovered 15 bodies, the 15th being recovered yesterday along with 2 others. At this point, what we understand is that the operations are now focused at recovering the body of a 3-month-old infant. And of course, we understand that those operations then are going to begin also again at around 9 a.m. this morning. Our colleague Mangoba Mkhunu did speak to some of the family members yesterday who were awaiting the bodies of their loved ones. Let's just take a listen to what they had to say around the agony of this particular process.
Angeke ngize ngisho ukuthi siyawalungisela, sobalungisela kanjani amalungiselo lomncwabo abantu bangekho, sobalungiselela kanjani abantu bangekho, bahleli le emushari abafuna ukusipha bona since from Sunday, Monday buyani kusasa, Tuesday buyani kusasa, namhlanje losithathu. And thina besitshela ukuthi ngomgqibelo kwamele sincwabe, manje soyenza kanjani, so show kanjani ukuthi sincwaba nini, so prepare kanjani singazi ukuthi kwenzakalani.
That seems to be the problem. No one, as far as victims or victims' families, their loved ones, seem to know what's going on. Slee, just very briefly, as I say goodbye, I also see that the bishop who was overseeing this baptism in this case, not being found as yet, but I believe there was a voice note where he was saying it was safe to perform the rites. This is going to become a manhunt now, isn't it, from police?
Certainly so. That's another aspect of this particular story, Gareth, that is still quite puzzling. That from what we understand, the bishop or the pastor that was conducting this particular ceremony survived and seemingly made it out alive. However, at this point, it's unclear where he is. And of course, many questions that are being asked by family members and, of course, the police who are searching for this particular man. And you mentioned this voice note, which at this point is still quite unconfirmed whether it is the particular bishop in question, but it has been circulating, it has gone viral, and it does seem as though he's indicating that he's alive and he's well. And I think family members would appreciate that he comes forward just to give them a better understanding as to what happened and what transpired on that fateful day.
Silindelo Masikane, senior reporter, out for us in Johannesburg following this continued search. At first it was search and rescue. Sadly, it could very well be search and recovery now of this little 3-month-old baby that got swept away at the Jukskei River over the weekend.